Hey, so how do you test a pattern, right? My plan today is to test this base pattern because I want to make a wrap dress. And so the bodice will be, just a wrap bodice. And I want to know if this one works. So I just want to show you this is the pattern I have. And it's kind of like Frankenstein because I'll cut it out because I use for other things. But I'm going to just do it as is now with the bust dart and see how it goes. So what I do is I just take some scrap fabric that I have, I don't want to use like some fancy fabric. This one is cute, but it's just I got it at the thrift store, the scrap, so it's okay. And if it turns out okay, I can use for something else, right? So what I'm gonna do is just trace and cut the pattern on the fabric. Here it is. And here's my back. I'm respecting my grain line right here. Place on fold. Look at the grain line has to be parallel with the fabric selvage, right? So here it is. Place it right there. Bit of weight. And I grab my chalk with a contrasting color. Make sure I mark all notches. And my dart points right there. So it's marked. This is the back. Although this is the waistline, but I'm gonna make a little longer. Marking on notches. Here, here, here. And then I also punch my waist dart and this dart point. And so since this should be coming down here, but I'm just gonna use this as a reference for now so I know how it goes. Right? And then I'll cut the front and then the sleeve. All right, so they're all cut. Look, the front. So the front I cut a little wider because the center front, and I cut it 2 pieces. Here's the back, 1 piece that I cut on fold, and then the 2 sleeves, and I made 1 sleeve on each print. And so now the next step is to close the darts. So I'm gonna do all the darts. And I have a tip for you when you do that. When it's like a test like this, you just use the machine in the long stitch length, because if since it's a test, if it doesn't work, you want to do again, and to take it apart is much easier if the stitch is not too tight. Okay, so you want to do the loose. So for me it's 4. Some machines go up to 5, but mine is just 4, but it's long enough and it's very easy to remove. Now there are some people that will do this on the right side, so when you try you can see all the stitches. You can even like trace the pattern before. Maybe you're testing on a muslin fabric or a white collar fabric or something that you can draw on. That's another option, but I usually like to test on pieces that I might use later. That's why I chose this Q one. Okay, but you can also do like with old clothing or any piece of fabric, an old sheet or something. Do not do any reverse and go close the dart. Yes, and so after I finish closing all the darts, I just want to press them close because I know it's not supposed to be beautiful, but you want it to have a accurate result, right? You want to know if this is going to work, so you must press it. The other tip I forgot to say before is I like to use contrasting thread color because it's you can see here, I'm using black in this case because if I want to remove it, also it's easier for me than if it was the same color as the fabric. Okay, so here's my back bodice. There it is. Then one front. Look how nice. And here it is, I just finished it. Now I'm gonna press the seams. I already pressed the shoulder and the sleeves. I'm now gonna do the side seams and then try it on and see how it looks. I'm suspicious that it'll be a little tight on me because I think I draft this with 1/2 inch seam allowance and I kind of sewed a little more. I forgot. But let's see how it is. I think it's like it'll be just very fitted. But that's why we test it, right? So we can see if I need to alter anything in the final pattern. That's it. There, the sleeve. That's it. Now to try it on. And yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with the result. It fitted me. I mean, it's a little tight because remember how I had a little extra? This should be overlapped and it's not much. So I think if I sewed right on just do a 1/2 inch seam allowance, it would be okay. And maybe I'll give a little more when I do my wrap one, but it's good. Look. Oh, right? All right. Okay, so that's how you test a pattern.